Can you hear me? All right, sweet. Hello, my name is Camden.
Hello.
This is my first Devo ever, so I'm a little excited. I just washed my hands, so that's why they're wet. No other reason. My grandpa always told a joke before a sermon, so I'm going to do that. I had a dream that I died and went to heaven. St. Peter met me at the pearly gates, and he took me on a tour to show me around heaven. We were walking down a hallway, and I saw a bunch of clocks on the wall with names under them. I asked what the clocks were for, and he said, "This is how we keep track of sins. It ticks every time someone sins." So I thought I would look around for someone I knew. I found Jim Sullivan's, and it ticked every once in a while. Then I found Scott Laird's. It was moving at a pretty decent speed. And then I asked Peter, "Where's Zach Shanks?" And he said, "Oh, that's in the men's room. We're using it as a fan." I would now like to demonstrate something, and I need a volunteer. Ryan?
Well, buckle up, y'all. This is going to be great.
Can you help me move this? Can we move it over that way? It is needed. All right.
Oh, fancy.
Fancy. Very fancy.
Very fancy.
All right.
I like it.
I'm now going to shuffle, and I'm going to do a very hard shuffle that has been known for years. It's called the Icelandic waterfall. I'm not going to have you pick a card. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I'm going to have you pick a card, any card.
I'm going to pick a card.
Not that one.
Okay, I'll pick this one.
Show it to the crowd.
Behold, the card.
Hold it up for the camera.
Hold it. Jeez, come on. Come on, Ryan, you can do better. You can do better, Ryan. Come on.
It's my first day being an assistant in math.
I see.
All
All right, please put it back in the deck.
I will put it back in the deck.
I'm not going to deal it out in 4 piles. Does anybody know why a duck has feathers? To cover its butt quack. Who is the smartest man in the Bible?
God.
Abraham. He knew a lot.
Well, God knew all. Well, yes.
Do you know why you couldn't play cards on the ark? Because Noah always sat on the deck.
Stay on the deck.
Yeah. Need a boat? I know a guy. All right. I'm now going to show you the cards in this pile, and I'm going to ask you if one of them is yours.
It is not.
Not in here. Don't need that. Okay. All right, how about this pile?
It is.
It's in this pile. All right. We've established that these piles are worthless. Get out of here. I am now going to deal them out into 4 piles again. For some reason, nobody likes end piles, so your card is not in there. We already know that.
I guess you do.
People like middle cards, so we're just going to get the middle card. And again, we're left with 3 cards, and people only like middle cards. What was your card, my good sir?
3 of clubs.
3 of clubs. You can go ahead and have a seat.
Want to move this back there?
I'll do it in a minute.
All right.
Even though that might have been mind-boggling, Jesus said, "You will see greater things than these." In John chapter 1, verse 50, Jesus said in answer to him, "Because I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these." Jesus performed many miracles. Here are just a few examples. In Luke chapter 5, verses 4 through 11, Simon and Andrew were fishing, but could not get a single fish in their net. After a long night, they came back to the shore discouraged. Jesus told them to throw their nets back in, which is not something you usually do on shore. And then all of a sudden, their nets filled up with so many fish that it almost tipped their boat over. and they had to call their comrades to come and help them bring in the large catch. Another example is in Mark chapter 5, verses 25 through 43, where Jesus doesn't even have to pay attention to work miracles. He was in a big crowd, and a woman with bleeding for 12 years just came up and barely touched his cloak, and she was immediately healed. And then right from there, he went and raised a girl that was dead and said, "She isn't dead, she's just asleep." Another example is in John chapter 2, verses 1 through 11. Jesus was at a wedding, and they were having a good time until they ran out of wine. But thank goodness that Jesus was there and turned some barrels of water into the finest wine and totally saved the host's reputation. While we may not be able to watch Jesus lay his hands on someone and heal them, we are blessed with majestic wonders that are gifts from him every day. For example, I see the miracles of God in the mountains, rivers, and lakes. As amazing as all these things are, heaven is going to knock it out of the ballpark, unlike the Cardinals. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to follow Jesus and let your adventure begin. That is all.